George. Sit
Hi, boys.
All right. How come you stayed behind for a drink tonight, boy? Penny give you a late pass, did she?
Now, listen to me, Price. Just because Penny and I are engaged doesn't mean to say I have to ask permission for a drink. If I want a drink, I just tell her.
Oh, good for you. Started you mean to carry on, eh? Yes. Good for you, Bernard. You just told her, eh?
Well, I didn't have to because she's on duty tonight.
Why am I always your number 2 girl, Bernard?
Because you've got airy legs and you drink shorts, that's why.
Keep out! Get no more credit here.
Good evening, Mr. Dunstable.
Get stuffed. No credit, no credit to your drunken git.
I always enjoy meeting the parents.
Yes.
Get out and stay out and don't come back.
Oh, you've done yourself now, George Landlord Gittins. That's the last time I drink in your house. I shall take my credit elsewhere.
Now, come on, Mr. Dunstable. You don't want George to get his pickaxe handle out.
Don't you punch me in the back, you four-eyed schoolie. I'll take care of you any day of the...
Leave him there. Perhaps he'll get run over.
Yes, I wouldn't mind, but he'll get pneumonia as well. Come on, let's get it up. Up here, get out, will you? Up here, you fool.
You understand, don't you, mate? You're my old mate, you are.
Price, he's got me around the neck, Price.
All right. I'll give you a hand, Florence Nightingale. Come here.
Trick me into having the kids she didn't,
Yes.
and turn him against me.
All right, there we are. There we are.
Oh, take your hands off me, you. Mind your own bloody business, you bookworming squirt.
Yeah, I don't have to take that from you, a Melvin Brunt.
Price, remember who we are.
Oh, remember who we are. What are we, a couple of queers?
Get him out of the mocking.
Get out of it.
Price, he's very drunk.
Oh, is he?
And keep your nose out of it, and keep away from Dennis.
Well, it's a bit difficult, Mr. Dunstable, because he's in my class 5 days a week.
Now, don't be clever with me. That's your trouble. Putting cocky ideas in the kid's head behind his daddy's back.
I resent that remark very much indeed, Mr. Dunstable.
Cobblers. You've made him more stupid than what he is.
All right, Mr. Dunstable, I think I better tell you I'm going to take my glasses off now.
Don't overdo it now, boy. Yeah, grab him, will you?
Get out of my way. It's a waste of time talking to you two. Schooling. What's it ever done for me? 1 and 1 me 2. 2 and me.
Did you hear anything then?
No, I think it was somebody just putting the dustbins out, wasn't it?
Yeah. Shall we go then?
Right.
This is your best suit, Eric. What if I get it dirty?
You just get the job then. Fulton's to the schmatter.
There you are. D for Dennis. Only don't blow your nose on it because it's 2 parts cardboard.
Right, cool, neat, innit? Oh, Sharon, me hair.
Well, I'm just trying to do something with it, Dennis.
I had knits once, you know.
Really? Oh, there you go. Des Bronzy.
Great.
Here, then, and packet of king size in case you want to flash the ash.
Here, then, let me light that. It's topped up new flint.
Oh, thank you very much.
Now, remember, Dick, don't get flustered. Speak up for yourself and you'll walk away with a job.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't walk away with the other 4, did I?
But he's in a pet shop, Den, working with animals. You're utterly good with animals, you know you are.
The others was working with animals too, but animal jobs all seem to have invoices and tills in them.
All set, Dennis?
Suppose so.
So, look. Well done, 5C. Now, Dennis, you'll probably need a bit of lunch after the interview, won't you? Got any money?
No.
There we are, then.
That man can do no wrong as far as I'm concerned, Shah.
Right. Chin up, Dennis, and don't forget to go to the toilet before you work out.
Oh, all right. Ta-ta, then.
All the best, Dennis. Good luck. Maureen, is that for Dennis?
Yes, sir. I'm asking God to pour the contents of his holy chalice onto Dennis's head.
Well, that's very nice indeed, Maureen. Very nice. But I'm concerned about all your careers. For instance, Craven, what's the latest on the careers officer?
Johnny Sibley, he took me to stock car racing Saturday.
No, I mean your career.
Oh, my job up the GPO. That's all fixed, isn't it?
Oh, fine. Well, don't put the charges up too much when you're Postmaster General.
Here, Chief, you'd have laughed the other night.
Oh, yeah.
I come in, and there's my old man sitting at the table, you see, with his box of policies in front of him, and Monty stationed the other side. Yes. And me mum says, come in and sit down, Eric.
My word, that really is... Why is that particularly funny?
Well, she called me Eric, you see, all formal.
No, I'm still not clear.
Well, what I find is Eric and his brother Monty are setting up their own decorating business.
Who's telling this
Well,
story?
that's marvellous. What about capital, Duff?
Well, it's a box of policies, or do you want to tell him?
No.
Anyway, my old man's taken one out for me since I was one,
And
you
now
see.
it's matured, £1,000.
Who's telling the
Me.
story? Right.
Anyway, Monty's going to roll in with his grand and we're going to give it a whirl. Here, what you reckon, then, Chief?
Well, I think if you work hard, Duffy, you're the sort of chap who will succeed.
Right.
Good. Well, now that's almost everybody fixed up,
Sir?
isn't it? All right, Maureen, yes. Mr. Sibley will let us know about the nursing.
I find he hadn't been so silly and so young.
Right, all right. Now, Sharon, you're fixed up, aren't you? Yeah. Eva, you're going into plastic bags. Now then, who else is?
Gold Cagney's here.
All right. Yes, there's always Abbott, isn't there?
Relax, Teach. FA's just hit the big time. Oh, me eye.
Take that ridiculous hat. Where have you been, anyway?
Johnny Sibley sent me down his detective agency, didn't he?
Yes, maybe. You didn't get a job, did you?
Yep. Nah, rubbish. Feast your eyes on that, then.
If this is forged, Abbott, I shall be able to know by the spelling, you know.
Yes.
Really?
Well, congratulations, Frankie.
Thanks, Bernie.
Thanks very much for lending me some boys to give a hand with this, Mr. Smith. I do appreciate it.
I'm sorry, Potter, but there's always interviews. Is that all it is?
Well,
The way you described it, I was about to send for a block and tackle.
a couple of FT girls would do.
No, they're at interviews too.
Well, that's the trouble with this school, isn't it? Everybody's obsessed with the kids. Nobody gives a tuppenny damn about me getting an assistant.
Bore the headmaster with that old chestnut, Potter. I'm too busy.
Oh, lucky I wasn't too busy in 1939, isn't it?
Norman, what is it?
Oh, sir, you would have to come along at this moment, sir. You're the last person that I'd want to worry, sir, with one of my turns.
Turns?
It's all right, sir. I'm not going to say another word about it, sir.
Brave, self-effacing Norman.
All right, sir, you've dragged it out of me. Look, sir, I have been secretly visiting the specialist who deals in cases of exhaustion.
But why?
Well, because I'm exhausted. It's overworked, you see, sir, but I didn't want to worry you, sir. I tried to hide, you see, sir, these dizzy spells and these blackouts, you see. I didn't want you to go to all the trouble of getting me an assistant, you see, sir. There I go again.
Now, Norman, I'm not going to allow you to be brave and silly any longer. I'll get you an assistant.
Yeah, well, don't look at me just for a moment, sir. I've gone all misty.
There, you see, Doris, your Mr. Sibley's not the only person who can deal with careers.
My Mr. Sibley wouldn't make such a silly claim in the first place. Which child are you helping?
Norman, I'm giving him an assistant.
I think an Oscar might be more apt.
Norman, I don't know who this Oscar is, but I believe that Miss Yule was being vituperative.
As well, all women vitupe, sir. Oh, yes, yes. She's just jealous, you see, sir. Allow me.
Thank you.
She's just jealous, sir, of your dynamoism, sir.
You know, Norman, I do love your plays on words. I look upon you as the little Puck of the lower corridors.
Really, sir, how very kind.
No, say what you like, Doris. I still say that your Johnny Sibley is a genius.
Oh, come. Very intelligent, efficient, considerate.
Sexy?
Sexy. Mr. Price. But why a genius?
Well, I would say that actually getting Abbott a job in a detective agency is the equivalent of writing Beethoven's Fifth.
I agree. If Abbott can be a private detective, why the Welsh may yet rally to the banner of Vaughan ap Price and help me to sweep the English into the sea.
Before you leap into the saddle, I should point out that he's only been taken on as office boy.
Oh. Oh, well, that's not really what he expected, is it?
Well, a boy like Abbott's lucky to find employment of any kind.
That's true. I wouldn't wish him on my worst enemy. Not that you would have him, Doris.
Well, I suppose he can still be Tony Rome in his own weird little mind. Hello. Hello, Dennis. How'd it go?
I knew I'd had it as soon as she started talking about invoices. Oh, 19 and 5p change. I had chips and a penny chew for me dinner.
All right, Dennis. See you later on. Damn and blast. That's the boy that really worries me. He's got loser written right across his forehead.
Aye, and I know who wrote it. His bloody father.
Have some crumpet, Mr. Price.
Mixed company, monsieur.
I'm not saying that Mr. Sibley doesn't know his job. I'm simply saying he doesn't know what he's talking about, that's all. Everybody knows she can't be a nurse without O-levels.
She knows. Mr. Sibley's got me into this hospital nursing cadet scheme where I can learn the job and study for my O-levels at the same time, so...
Now, listen, Chickie. Everyone knows that the nursing cadets were disbanded at the same time as the land army.
That's peculiar. Them forms are dated yesterday.
Allow me to finish. With the proviso that they be reformed in 1970. That's what I was going to say.
You ought to be in politics, mate.
Yeah, more. If you're working up the Royal General Anatomy, it wouldn't half be handy.
You see what you mean. Having a tart-water nurse will come in handy when they're digging bullets out my shoulder.
I meant meeting for lunch. The boutique I'm working is just round the corner.
Boutique? Oh, what do you know about flowers?
Oh, leave it, Granny. Let's go home.
Yeah, well, come to think of it, what do you know about anything, eh? If you lads had any sense, you'd be aiming at something worthwhile, like this.
Oh, well, it's never too late.
What?
End of term pranks, Norman, they never fail to amuse.
No, they don't, sir. No. Yes, and if it wasn't for these terrible shooting pains in my chest, sir, I'd be even more prankish, you know, sir. You know, tell me, sir, any news about my assistant, sir?
Oh, yes, I got on to County Hall this morning.
My word, when you strike, sir, you're like a black member, you are, sir.
Yes. I don't want any shilly-shallying with an underling, I said. I want your top man, and I want him now.
I'm frightened just listening to you.
I explained the facts of the case and demanded an answer on the spot.
Superhuman, sir. What did they say?
We're up to establishment, and you can't have anyone.
Your point is it's not just any job for Dunstable, is it?
Yeah, you see, the trouble is he set his heart on working with animals, and, well, we're running short of animal jobs.
Madge doesn't really need any help with the aquarium, I'm afraid. We only have 3 black mollies.
Yes, there must be something.
We used to have a few chickens, but they would peck at my bulbs, and so we... Oh.
Of course, Mr. Stone, Dennis isn't familiar with the technical terms of your business. I mean, saddles and painters, things like that.
Halters?
Halters, yes. But he does love horses. Well, don't we all?
You've done a bit of riding, have you?
Oh, yes. Well, a bit. Yes. What I like about these big chaps is their strength coupled with their true gentleness. Yes. Right. All right. Yes. Whoa there, boy. Whoa. Big, strong chap, isn't he?
It's a mare.
Mare. Big, strong. Yes. Well, is there anything else I can tell you about Dennis?
No, I don't think so. I think the boy ought to tell me himself.
Right.
Here. Over here, son.
Yes, sir?
Charlie. Everybody calls me Charlie, even the horses.
Even the horses, yes.
Tell me, why do you reckon you're so fond of horses?
Because they smell nice, and they go whinny.
That'll do for a start.
Here, Charlie.
Charlie, yes.
Do you give them lumps of sugar for behaving themselves?
No, bad for the teeth.
Oh, every now and then.
Yes, probably very good for them.
Yeah, I think we ought to do a little test.
Not invoicing, anything like that, is it?
No, invoicing's upstairs. Down here, it's mucking out, pushing out, and grooming.
Grooming out, yes, good.
Yeah, tell you what, son, you go and give him a carrot.
Okay. Hello, horse. You're a nice horse, aren't you?
Is that wise?
Would you like a carrot? I bet you would. Yeah. Aren't you a good boy, then? Oh, you're smashing. Neat.
That's what I wanted to see. That boy's a natural.
If he's such a natural, you'll Give him a chance, will you?
Yeah. 3 months trial for a start.
Right. At least you're in. You've got the job.
How neat!
Wonderful, son. Really great to see a boy keen on the job.
How neat, neat. Oh, Charlie.
Yeah?
Could I go somewhere, please?
Yeah, it's round the corner.
The point is that while Mr. Potter is not entitled to an assistant as such, I, as the captain of the ship, can create such a position for a junior school-leaving applicant. Now, isn't that an exciting prospect?
This is, of course, a plum job, you know. So, Miss Ewell, if you'd collect up the applications and put them in my in tray in my office under the stage, I will consider them at my leisure, say.
Firstly, Mr. Potter, I'm not some office girl. And secondly, why should any child want to rush into a life of bureaucracy under you?
Because he'd be working with me.
But that's what she means.
Well, that seems to be the end of that discussion.
Don't be upset, Norman. There's bound to be a flood of applicants.
Well, if there are, perhaps Mr. Potter can sort the chaff from the wheat via a practical squeegee examination.
Now, monsieur, if I may, that is constructive thinking, you know.
Well, in that case, why not set a paper on coke maintenance?
Followed by a thesis on the relative ease of the cleaning of stand-ups as opposed to sit-downs.
No, stop. I will not have Mr. Potter ragged like this.
God bless and keep you, sir.
Well, let's face it, most of the kids have got jobs anyway.
Except Barnstable, of course.
Dunstable.
Oh.
Dunstable. Now, sir, I was rather thinking along the lines of Wagner in 5A, you know, sir. If he didn't have a German name.
He's going to university, Potter. In any case, Dunstable has an interview at the brewery today.
Well, we know that, but he's failed 5 interviews already.
Well, I suppose assistant to Potter would at least be a job.
We'll pencil in Barnstable for you, then.
Oh, yes. Well, now, sir, these giddy spells, you know, sir, they could clear up, sir. Oh, they could, you know. Yes, they could.
Sadist to the rest of us, but you certainly done them proud.
Yeah, and if that hasn't opened the gates of heaven to you, sir, I shall want to know why when I get up there.
Well, quite honestly, Maureen, I'm satisfied with the earthly rewards. You should have seen his face when I sent him home to tell his father the news.
Oh, I shall howl when he comes in. I'm so utterly pleased for him. Oh, I shall howl and all.
Well, I might not owl, but I am buying down her feathers tonight.
No, it's my shout.
Right.
Well, I think you can go into the garden and I'll bring a tray of shandy out to you.
Oh, goody. We can have a go on the swings and all.
I don't see what all the fuss is about.
But I thought Dennis was your friend.
Exactly. So the kid should have come to my detective agency. I'd have banged him the job as office boy.
But you are the office boy.
Ah, now listen, Bernie, baby.
Pardon?
Sir, you never fell for that one, did you? They obviously give it the office boy as a cover.
Oh, yeah.
Please, sir, may we lynch Abbott?
Well, we do have a couple of minutes, yeah.
Right.
No, please,
Dennis! Well done, Dennis! Dennis? What's the trouble? What's wrong?
Me dad won't let me work at the brewery.
That man is a right bastard.
Mr. Price.
Hey?
You're quite right. He is a bastard.
Doris.
Well,
Life has taught me that there is some good in all people, and Mr. Dunstable is the exception, the loathsome exception that proves the rule.
Hedges, I told you to walk in the playground to cool down, not to heat up.
I'm quite calm, sir, but I'm going to have this out with Mr. Dunstable, and that's final.
You should have let me thump him outside the Feathersman.
Bernard, I do beg of you not to act too hastily.
I'm not going to fight him, monsieur. I'm just going to try and persuade him that it would be more pleasant for Dennis to work with animals than to live with one.
Yeah, well, if you don't, you know, I could always, with a little training, you know, I mean, well, I could.
You could what?
Well, I could have him as my assistant. You know, sort of, well, just look after the land, you know.
Potter, why are you embarrassed when you actually do something pleasant?
Well, I'm not. I'm pleasant all the time, aren't I?
Thanks anyway, Norman.
Yeah.
No. My career is almost at an end, and Hedges is still before him. I should be the one to settle with the swine.
Grab him, Doris, he's gone berserk.
Unhand me, madam.
Dennis, come on. Just a minute. Where do you think you're going?
Gonna kick in the pieces, aren't we?
Now, don't be silly. You know, Dennis's father will only take it out on him later on.
I don't, Eric. I know it's mates and that, but this time he's got to see off me. He's got to.
Good boy, Dennis. Come on.
Oh, blimey, there's nothing worse than not being able to thump a bloke who really needs it. Riding along on the crest of the wave and the sun is in the sky, yeah. Oh, la, 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 la. Oh. In love with an object. Oh, rotten cow. Where's she hid it? Your birds of a feather, London town is home. Oh, shut up! I'm eating.
It's me teacher, Dad. Come in, sir. It's a bit of a mess.
Thank you,
I'm
Dennis. Good evening, Mr. Dunstable.
Come to apologise, have we?
No, I haven't. I've come to reason with you. Do you mind if I sit down?
You can do what you bleeding like.
Thank you, Dennis. Now, Mr. Dunstable.
What's the matter? Never seen a man washing his feet before?
Not when he's eating his dinner, but that's your prerogative, isn't it? Now, why won't you let Dennis take this job that he wants so much?
Why? Because of my principles.
I don't think you've got a leg to stand on. We're talking about Dennis's future.
I'll see you later about carrying tales.
I never.
All right. What principles exactly are these?
The principle of my getting chucked out of the feathers the other night. Oh, yeah, that brewery where you want him to arse around with horses. I mean, that's my principle. That's the house where I used to drink. They own the brewery, and that is my principle. Oh, bloody fish.
I see, so because you can't get credit at a pub, Dennis doesn't get a job, is that it?
Well, you was there. You saw them throw me out.
Yes, and they were quite right to. You were completely non-compos mentis.
Here. No, please, don't come that in this house. Oh, what's that mean?
Smashed out of your skull, so why don't you admit it and just let Dennis take that job?
It's your fault, you creepy little swine.
It was not.
Did you hear that? Cheeking his own father and his... That's your... What'd you teach him at school?
We're talking about Dennis at work, not school. Can't you see how important this job is to him?
It's not more important than my principles.
Oh, stuff your principles.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm not above throwing you out of this house.
And I'm not above stopping you. Now, we're going to settle this Dennis business once and for all.
It ain't worth the trouble.
Why don't you never listen to no one?
What did you say to me?
You heard, you old bloody...
Come here!
Dennis!
I've done it. I've finally done it.
Well, Mr. Dunstable?
You can't listen to reason, can you? None of you. If he wanted that job so much, why couldn't he just say?
Because he's only just learned your language. Come on, Dennis. We'll go and see a man about a horse.
Get out of it. Rotten fish.
Those was my mistakes. I forgot my line. Did you see that? Now, they cut that bit out when you see it next week.